Okay, so the weapons I'm about to show you are the ones that they mostly used in their heyday when they were most active around the 20s and 30s. I don't know how active they are now in 2016, but these are weapons that they definitely used around that time, the 20s and 30s. Okay, so first up we got the baseball bat. Very obvious, very simple, very deadly and effective weapon. It's used by Al Capone, this is used by John Gotti, and even Carlo Gambino in his early days. Really awesome weapon. Okay, so the next weapon is the switchblade or the stiletto knife. This isn't a switchblade, but the switchblade in general was very common around those days by the mafia for obvious reasons. It's very effective and it's very easy to conceal and hide. Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about is the Garrote Ii. So this is just a rope. This isn't really designed properly. I didn't really get it ready. But the way they would do this is they would put, usually most of the times they would put two handles around each side so then it doesn't mess up their hands. Because as you can tell, if you really grip it tight, you'll mess up your hand. It'll hurt like hell. So a lot of the times they would usually just put the two handles on and then go after someone, come from behind and then, you know, choke them. But another thing, like for example, a mobster named Abe Kid Twist Relis, what he would do is, since he didn't want to get caught carrying any weapons around with him, he would go, and around those days there was a lot of clotheslines everywhere in between houses and apartments and stuff like that. So he would just pull one off, he would just take one, they would be everywhere, and he would actually use those to choke out his target. Okay, so next up is the ice pick. This isn't an ice pick, this is an awl, but it's very similar to an ice pick. The ice picks aren't really common nowadays, but around the 20s and 30s they were very common because they had a lot of ice blocks and they had to break them down using this. And if this could destroy ice blocks, this could definitely do a lot of damage to a person. They would usually carry them like this, they would put them on the side. And when they need to, it's a really concealable weapon, so they would just quickly pull it out and go at it on someone. Okay, so next up we got the billy club. So this was used a lot by enforcers and a lot by debt collectors. For obvious reasons, if there's someone they had to go collect a debt from, they would take one of these with them and, you know, beat them up until they paid. But another way this was used, there was a lot of racism in the 20s and 30s. So if there was a mob, if there was a protest going on or a rally going on or something like that, and it was done by a group that they didn't like, or if there's some sort of like protest by like a certain group of people and the mafia didn't like them or a mob boss didn't like him, he would send 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 of his guys all with billy clubs and they would go and hurt them. Another way that it was used is if there was, for example, a mob boss and he controlled if he was running a business or something and his employees, they decided to go on strike, same thing. He would send 15, 20 of his guys with billy clubs and you'd force them to go back to work. Okay, so I know there's one thing I'm missing, which is brass knuckles. I couldn't get them because they are illegal where I live. Alright guys, that's it for the video. If there's any weapons that I missed, just let me know in the comments, and yeah, thanks for watching.